The midnight train came rolling through the station late tonight. Its whistle cut the silence like a lonely cry in the dark. I stood there with a worn-out suitcase and a bottle in my hand, watching old memories flicker like shadows in the spark. The platform lights were fading as the cold wind crossed the tracks, and every passing rail car seemed to carry pieces of my past. I thought I left your memory somewhere far behind these years, but every mile I traveled proved some ghosts are built to last. The conductor called for boarding while the city slept below. I took a seat beside the window as the train pulled from the line. The rain began to dance against the glass in silver streams, and every drop reminded me of when your hand was still in mine. The darkness wrapped around us as we headed toward the south, through quiet towns and empty fields beneath a moonless sky. And somewhere in that endless night, I heard your name again, like a song I couldn't silence no matter how hard I tried. Midnight train to Memphis, carry these blues away, roll through all the heartache I've been dragging every day. Midnight train to Memphis, through the darkness let me ride. Maybe somewhere down the line I'll leave these memories behind. The rhythm of the railroad kept a steady, lonesome beat, like an old blues drummer tapping out the story of my life. Every crossing that we passed seemed to whisper something back about a love that couldn't stay and dreams that couldn't survive. A harmonica was playing from a traveler down the aisle, a slow and weary melody that settled in my soul. It sounded like the Mississippi rolling through the night, like 100 broken hearts still searching to be whole. I remembered how you laughed beneath the glow of summer stars, and how we talk about tomorrow like tomorrow had no end. Back when every road ahead looked open and full of promise, before goodbye became a stranger dressed up as a friend. Now the years have come and gone like towns beyond the window, and I've learned that time moves faster than a runaway quietly and remind you that old love can leave a permanent stain. Midnight train to Memphis, carry these blues away. Roll through all the heartache I've been dragging every day. Midnight train to Memphis, through the darkness let me ride. Maybe somewhere down the line I'll leave these memories behind. By the time we reached the river, the sky was turning gray. Morning slowly painted light across the edge of dawn. The bottle in my hand was empty, but my thoughts were running deep, like the tracks beneath the train that kept carrying me on. I watched the city skyline rise beyond the morning mist, and felt the weight of all those years begin to ease somehow. Maybe healing isn't forgetting or pretending nothing hurt. Maybe it's finding peace with who you are right now. The whistle sang one final time as Memphis came in view, and the sun broke through the clouds above the Tennessee sky. I took a breath and closed my eyes and let the silence settle in. For the first time in a long while, I didn't need to ask why. The train rolled into the station, and the journey reached its end, but the blues still played softly like an old familiar friend. And as I stepped onto the platform with the morning all around, smoke hangs heavy underneath these neon lights tonight, floating through the room like ghosts that never found their way. I take a seat beside the same old corner window where I've spent 100 lonely nights since you went away. The bartender slides the whiskey down without a word. He knows some stories don't need telling anymore. He's seen me staring through the glass into the darkness, like I'm waiting for your footsteps at the door. The jukebox in the corner starts another old blues record, a worn-out melody that's older than the pain. And every note feels like a memory I tried forgetting, but somehow every song keeps bringing back your name. Outside the rain is falling on the empty The streetlights paint reflections on the black and shining road. And I sit here counting all the dreams we left unfinished, like a traveler carrying too heavy of a load. Smoking broken promises, still drifting through my mind. Smoking broken promises, like shadows left behind. Every word we ever whispered still echoes in the dark. Smoking broken promises, still living in my heart. I remember summer evenings by the river after sunset. You'd laugh and tell me everything was gonna be alright. We were young enough to think that love could last forever, like stars that never fade from sight. We talked about tomorrow like tomorrow belonged to us, like every road ahead was ours to freely roam. But somewhere along the highway we started growing distant, and somehow lost the map that led us home. Now every mile I travel feels a little bit familiar. Every small town bar reminds me of your face, and every stranger passing by becomes another reminder. There's some memories time can never quite erase. The harmonica starts crying from the stage across the room, a lonely sound that cuts right through the noise. And for a moment I can almost hear you calling, like a dream that leaves before you make a choice. Smoking broken promises, still drifting through my mind. Smoking broken promises, like shadows left behind. Every road I've ever traveled leads me back again. Like an old familiar friend. The night grows deeper and the crowd begins to disappear. The laughter fades and silence settles on the room. The band keeps playing for the few of us still sitting here, trying to outrun heartache underneath the moon. I light another cigarette and watch the smoke rise slowly, twisting toward the ceiling like a prayer without a name. Maybe that's what love becomes when everything is over. A spark of fire followed by a cloud of gray. Years have taught me how to carry all this sadness, how to smile when people ask if I've been doing fine. But they don't see the storms that still come rolling through me. Every time I hear your name, The river rode slow beneath the moonlight tonight, like it had nowhere to be and all the time in the world. I stood there with a bottle in my withered hand, watching silver reflections dance across the current below. That old wooden dock still creaks the way it used to, back when we'd sit here talking until the morning came. You'd lean your head against my shoulder and smile softly, and somehow make this little town feel bigger than its name. The water keeps moving, but some things stay the same. The willow trees still sway when the evening wind arrives, and every ripple on the river seems to carry whispers of all the dreams we thought would survive. I've spent 100 nights trying to outrun your memory through highways, bars, and cities far from home. But every road eventually circles back to this river, where the past still waits for me alone. Whiskey River memories flowing through my soul, like a slow and lonely current that I cannot control. Whiskey River memories shining in the moonlight glow. Every mile I travel brings me back too long ago. The old bridge standing over the water hasn't changed much. Rust and time have painted stories on its steel frame. I remember driving across it with your hand in mine, back when forever didn't seem like such a fragile thing. The radio would play those old blues songs we both loved, and we'd sing every word, though neither one could sing. Laughing like tomorrow was something guaranteed, like life would always give us everything. Now the riverbank feels quieter than it ever used to. The laughter disappeared somewhere along the years, and all that's left are faded photographs inside my memory, and a bottle filled with whiskey and tears. A distant train is rolling somewhere beyond the valley. Its whistle echoes softly through the night air, and for a moment I can almost feel you standing beside me, like you never really left this place at all. Whiskey River memories flowing through my soul, above the river seem brighter after midnight, scattered like diamonds across the Tennessee sky. I wonder if you're somewhere looking at these same stars, or if you've left those days completely behind. I've learned that life keeps moving whether you're ready or not, like this river making its journey to the sea. And though I've carried your memory through every season, I've started finding peace in what used to be. The blues guitars playing softly from the tavern nearby. Its melody drips across the water with the breeze, and every note feels like a conversation with the past. One final chance to put my restless heart at ease. So I raise this glass to all the roads we traveled together, to the love we shared and the lessons left behind. And as the river keeps rolling toward another sunrise, I finally leave some of that old pain behind. Whiskey River memories flowing through my soul, like a slow and lonely current that I cannot control. Whiskey River memories shining in the moonlight glow. Every mile I travel brings me back to long ago. The river rolls slow beneath the moonlight tonight, like it had nowhere to be and all the time in the world. I stood there with a bottle in my weathered hand, watching silver reflections dance across the current below.